Hello and welcome to Lenovo Unboxed. It's a tablet edition today. This is Gavin. I'm here with Kevin Beck.
Gavin, how you doing?
Good, good.
All right.
And we're here to unbox I think the first real Halo tablet that we've put out in a while, and it's the IdeaTab S2110.
Yep.
Where do we begin, Kevin?
All right, this is a pretty neat product. I'll go ahead and get started on the unboxing so as not to waste any time. But this is, in one way, looked at. Let's put it this way: there's certainly an option, a configuration in which you can purchase this, where it is just a really great tablet. And by that I mean it's a tablet, and that's kind of all it is, right? So we've got a
We're talking Android, right?
Right, Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich,
okay.
A 10.1-inch IPS screen. Great tablet, great set of ports, but I think what really differentiates this is the additional accessories, the different use case that the team has come up with for this, which is this. We have a full keyboard dock that goes along with the product. If I can figure out how to get in the bag here.
There you go.
All right.
Just throw that.
Let's take that over to
we'll
the
just
side
throw
here.
all this stuff out of the way, shall we?
All right. So now even I have to think about how not to break this and get it open here. So what we've got is a keyboard dock here, and you take your tablet and you set it right down in there, and it locks in, and you have something that is also usable as essentially as sort of a clamshell style notebook.
It almost looks like a netbook from a few years ago, but as we know, it's running Android 4.0, and it's a little bit more than that, isn't it?
Right. It's just a latch there. So we'll set that to the side and just talk a little bit about the core attributes of the tablet. Great performing tablet, Qualcomm dual core 1.5 gigahertz processor. Like I said, a 1280, I think it's 1280 by 800 screen. Yep. Right. 10.1-inch IPS. So as far as media tablet performance, you got a lot of horsepower and a lot of nice screen there to work with. Stereo speakers.
Sure.
Let's go through the ports real quick.
Let me interrupt really quickly. I'm not, I'm not as technical as you are. I'm going to wipe off the fingerprint that I put on there. Yeah. But the IPS thing, Kevin, has to do with viewing angles, right?
Right.
Talk to me about the significance of IPS, because I know I moderate the Facebook and Twitter handles for Lenovo, and there's always quite a bit of talk about IPS, whether you know some products that we have that don't have it and people wish it did.
One of the reasons it makes a really big difference, and without getting too incredibly technogorpy, it has to do with the way that at a pixel or sub-pixel level, the way that the switching occurs inside the LCD. IPS means in-plane switching. The practical upshot of all that for an end user is that the viewing angle, the range of angles through which you get really good color and brightness performance is extremely wide. Okay. Right. So if you take a non-IPS panel in a lot of cases, and I'm watching a movie or whatever I'm doing on my tablet, and I turn it this way, as I start to do this, my colors are going to start to shift, things are going to start to look a little off, and it's going to get dimmer. Right, and it's just because I'm not looking directly into the pixels as they're being switched. So
in short, you could crowd 10 little kids around this, and they could all watch a weird dubstep video together.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or if I'm sitting there on the bed and it's more comfortably for me in whatever position or wherever I'm using it to hold it like this or like this or like this or like this, I'm going to get a much better range of viewing angles and a much better experience. Long story short.
So IPS viewing, important, happy to have it on this product. Again, I don't recall what product we had that didn't have it, but I know I heard about it from a lot of you guys, so I was pleased to see that. Okay. So go ahead, run us through the ports real quick. And the full specs are always available on Lenovo.com, so we won't take you through it, but. All right,
I'll just randomly choose a side to start on here. We've got our volume up and down rocker. This notch here is just is one of the two stereo speakers. On top, not a lot of action going on. We have a microphone here, and then we've got our power switch. And then over here we've got second speaker, we've got the power, I'm sorry, no, that is the headphone jack and our micro HDMI port. And then over here I believe we have our latch, if I can get that off, for our SIM card for the 3G model. So there will be 3G model availables. They're not the ones that are immediately on sale right at the moment, but they will be coming later. And as always, caveated that some countries yes, some countries no.
Right. Yeah. Check your local listings. Worth noting also that this thing gets up to 10 hours of battery life.
Very important.
But Shazam, here's the magic moment. And not only is it cool to see the thing snap into the keyboard dock, not only is it a great little keyboard, but there's a significance from a battery standpoint, right, Kev?
There's another full battery that, according to the specs I read, is exactly the same as the battery in the tablet. So it does, in fact, double the battery life. So used in this mode, you've got 20 hours of battery life. Or 10 this way, and when it's about to die, plug it in, and you get another 10 using the two together.
And that's phenomenal. We have a running joke on the Facebook page with a few people. We talk about you know, battery life and like, do you guys ever sleep, right? So now this, if you get up to 20 hours, you can go sleep for 4 hours and then get right back to it. But that's pretty cool, though.
Okay, just also want to point out, not any additional ports here, but over here on the side of the dock, as it were, you've got 2 additional USB ports, right, that can be used to attach peripherals and devices, and then there's a micro USB here that can be used for charging. Right, that is not an output, it's really only an input for charging. And that's so that you can share your charging cable, right? So that's where you would plug your charging cable in if you weren't using or didn't have the dock. And then you can plug it in here or plug it in here, right? So it's sort of making sure that we're standardized across that.
Right. Another thing we didn't mention, the webcams. I think, is it a 5 megapixel front and 1.3 in the back?
Yep.
Or am I reversing
Yep, that's
those?
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So nice quality on those.
Yeah, the larger one's in the back, right?
Get
it away from you.
I only know the numbers, not the details.
Depending on how you define front and back. One little touch that I liked as I've looked through the specs and played with this product a little bit is the keyboard. We, you know, most people come from a world, or let's put it this way, people who often use the keyboard shortcuts for doing things like copy, paste. Let me think. Control C is copy, Control V is paste, Control Z is undo, Control X is cut. Those are all supported.
Okay.
Right. So we built that into the software in conjunction with the keyboard, so that if you're used to using those key combinations, if you're doing this, writing anything on the web, any kind of blogging, anything like that, it'll still be, it'll still work for that.
Very cool. Anything else you wanted to cover on this, Kevin?
No, not that I can think of. I mean, there's a couple little like minor design points that the team put in here. Is a nice sort of textured back here, so that if you're walking around holding this thing, it's less prone, shall we say, to slip out of your hands. So just a couple little kind of, you know, what I like to call thoughtful design touches that they've put in. And then just to give you a shot again, very easy to dock. I'll do that one more time.
Yeah, you're not putting much force on it.
No, not at all. There's just a little release button here, so it's, you know, it's in there with the latch. You just pull the latch, pulls right out, and really doesn't take a lot of force at all. Well, if I don't throw it across the table.
Only on a slippery table.
Yeah, on a slippery table.
Good.
So you've got a nice, nice little thing. You know what we didn't mention is the weight and the thickness. This is the tablet itself. I don't actually have the weight on the dock now that I think about it. But this is 1.28 pounds, which is 580 grams, 8.7 millimeters or 0.34 inches. So nice, thin, light, fully functional tablet with a little added functionality here.
Super slim, super light, and that is the IdeaTab S2110, which has just gone on sale here in the States, and check wherever you are around the world. And thanks for being with us.
Thanks.